Hey everyone, welcome. Together with the SLX, XT has been the workhorse for the Shimano group sets for the longest time. And with the launch of the new Di2 group sets, the XT crankset, this one here, is actually the only other option that we have aside from the two versions of XTR. That is because there's no more SLX and Dior didn't launch a crankset. Today I have the new M8200 with me. So let's take a closer look and see how it's built, what's the compatibility like, and how does it compare with the XTR or the old XT M8100. From a design standpoint, Shimano's been rather conservative with this new generation because most of the design elements of the new cranksets were used before. We're looking at Hollowtech 2. This is hollow forged, not hollow bonded, so you don't have a seam here on the side. You still have the 24mm spindle, which is made out of steel. They are providing us with more options when it comes to lengths, and you see the 165 here. They provide 160 to 175. This is made in Japan, and you see the part number over there, FC-M8200. This is the new style of their chainrings. A bit more about that in a second. But if I look here on the non-drive side, you're gonna see that pinch bolt that's been used with XT all along. And you have the preload right here in the middle. Again, something that was used by them before. I mentioned the redesigned chainring, and you can see here, this is the 12-speed 32 tooth. You have new design trying to resemble the one or the bash guards of the new generation T-type cranks, or that's what they say. Which one do you think it looks nicer? The SRAM or the new XT? Let me know in the comments. On the back, you're going to see that this is made in Japan as well, and the part number for it, 28 to 36 tooth. And interestingly, if you look here at the lock ring of this direct mount, you're going to see that they've reused this part from last generation because they're mentioning SLX in here. What tool am I talking about? This is the TLFC41 specific tool from Shimano that allows you to install and remove these chainrings. Chainrings that otherwise use the same interface that we used before with M8100. Here's the new chainring and here's the old one. Yes, they got rid of the steel outer part of the chainring. They got rid of all these little bolts that we had trouble with. But this is the same direct mount Shimano interface that was introduced in 2018. No changes whatsoever here on the tooth profile. This is the same DCE design that they've introduced again with XTR in 2018. So expect this to hold the chain in place quite nicely. Again, this is Shimano's version of a narrow wide tooth profile chainring. What do you guys think about this new chainring design? Do you like this better than the old? Let me know in the comments. And talking about the design or the finish of these cranks, you have a glossy finish with film applied right here in the middle of it. And I don't know how this is gonna age, but right now in the good lighting conditions, this two-tone looks even better than the XTR. Glossy finish on the back as well. If anything, I wish the front had the same finish similar to the old SLX. And for those of you guys that used the XT cranks in the past, you know they scratch really quickly. Thanks God they gave us some film, but I would load up on some spares because otherwise this can look pretty nasty really quickly. Why didn't they copy the finish that they had on the SLX before? It beats me. I don't know. What about compatibility of the new cranks? If you look at the details, these are considered to be 55mm chainline cranks. However, instead of giving you a longer spindle, by the way, I have a video talking about the old cranks and the associated chain lines. So how they achieve the 55mm chain line with these? This new chainring is a 0mm chainring, meaning that it just pushes the chain further out by 3mm. The old chainring, this was a 3mm chainring. So if you have the old cranks and you install the new chainring, here we go, you have the 8100 with 55mm chainline, if that's what you want to do. Compatibility wise, we're talking about the same HG+. So this is technology that was introduced in 2018. So if you have any crankset that worked with a good old HG+, it would work just fine with the new chainring, obviously. So if you want to upgrade your cranks, this would work with the older 12 speeds, no problem. And if you want to upgrade to the Di2 and keep your old crank, nothing's wrong with that. Just all you need is the upgrade kits. And I just did a video talking about the difference between the OR and XT Di2. I'll make sure to post that one in the comments as well. Also, because of the 24mm spindle that they kept, these new cranks are compatible with their old bottom brackets. So whether you use press fit or threaded, any Shimano bottom bracket that you had before, you can continue to use it with the new cranksets, the XTs. Looking at the weight of the new cranks, drive side 293, together 507. You're gonna need that preload adjuster, so 511. And this is a 32 tooth chainring from them, 593 grams. That would be very, very close to the XTR equivalent of this. If you were to install a third-party chainring like this Absolute Black, this is going to come down to 571. Just for comparison, this is a 30 tooth, the old one. Here it is, 630, and this is pretty much the weight of the old XT crankset. So most of the weight saving comes from the chainring. All right, folks, so what do we have here from this new generation of Shimano XT cranks? This is what's considered to be the sturdier enduro-like spindle. So there's only one variant of XT as opposed to two variants of these cranks with the XTR. We only have one Q factor, 176mm. XTR gives you the narrower one as well. The only thing that's different from the old generation would definitely be the graphics, but is the chainring that has the 0mm offset, and that would allow you to get 55mm chainline even with your old cranksets, given that the interface is pretty much the same. Compared to other cranks in the industry, these are, as usual, fairly heavy. I mean, if you guys haven't seen the Garbrook cranksets, I'll make sure I post that video in the corner in the description as well. Those are pretty impressive. Shimano continues not to provide us with power meters for those of us that care about that kind of thing. But otherwise, expect this to last forever. As long as you take care of the finish, you should be fine. The good old Shimano bottom brackets. So innovation? I don't think so. A new product added to the lineup with a new launch? Definitely that's what it seems to be. What do you guys think? What do you like about these new XT cranks? Would you consider these or the XTRs, the ones with a big mama XTR logo right on them? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions. Hope you guys found this useful. And if you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And until next time, hope to see you folks on the trails. Why not running some Shimano cranks? Cheers, guys. Cheers.